Welcome in, everybody, to the Summit City Sports Report number 29 on the season with Northside football coach Ben Johnson. Coach Johnson and his team coming off arguably their most impressive win of the season, 42-12 at Wayne. Coach, wow. I mean, highlights all over the place. Your running backs, receivers, the defense was fantastic. What do you attribute such a great performance this past Friday to?
Just staying true to our process, trusting the process and not veering off of it. We don't change how we practice. We just practice harder. And just telling the kids that just, trust the process. And, like I said it before, we have 9 regular season games, and those 9 games, 9 preseason games to, the tournament. So, where people were saying, they was looking at the score versus Southside and just thinking like, this Northside team is really not that good. And, our kids heard that noise. So they wanted to go out there and make a statement.
Coach, obviously a lot made of Kemar Nelson. He's had an outstanding season for the Generals. And here in this game, Kemar with 10 carries for 44 yards. You guys made it really, really hard for him to get going. It seems like before he could get to that second level, he was getting hit by the middle linebacker, Josh Masasu. And then Malik Moore would come up from his safety position. Tim and I have been talking about it ever since we've been seeing him on defense. We feel like right now Malik is the second best safety in Northeast Indiana. I mean, it seems like you were just kind of sitting on that and waiting to introduce him at the right time because he is a total difference maker there at safety. But was that kind of the game plan, just to meet Kemar early and get a lot of helmets to him?
Like Kemar is a physical specimen. Okay, like I haven't, I tweeted this the other day. I haven't seen a kid play as physical as him since Bernard Pollard. And when you turn on that tape, it's just, you're showing it right there. That kid is very, very explosive. He's not scared of anything. He's fearless. And, I told our kids, we got to match his physicality or he could single-handedly win this game by himself. And, everybody got to step up and be a dog, like who we are. And, when they hand him the ball, we got to have all 11 guys there. And when y'all there, go grab it out of his hand. I don't think nobody has ever been as physical that we have been all season versus that kid when he's running the ball. And I think it kind of shocked Wayne to see us fly to the ball the way that we did on Friday night.
Absolutely. And, offensively, Jamari Pearson just looked outstanding in that game. I mean, we've seen this from him throughout the years, but in this game in particular, felt like it was kind of a breakout game for him.
Oh, yeah, man. Jamari Pearson, again, if you just look, if you just looked at the stats, you probably just saying like, man, are they not getting him the ball, whatever. You got to understand, teams know he's a 3-star prospect and they know he's a threat. So, sometimes we go in games and, teams want to take Malik away or they want to take Jamari away. Most of the time they want to take Jamari away. And Jamari is a selfish kid. Jamari is not the kid that's like, coach, you got to stuff me, 10 to 12 targets a game. I just want us to win. And, when you got a kid like that, that's a senior, that's highly touted, recruited, and it's not about him, and he just wants our team to have success. That's big for us.
Absolutely, Tim.
Yeah. Caleb Kingley was back as well for you guys for the first time in quite some time. Showing like he never even left. Really, really good performance. It's a under 100-yard rushing night for him, which is not that's a rare thing. But coming back off those injuries, and I'm sure he's still lingering with that injury and dealing with it as with the high ankle sprain or whatever. That's tough and it's going to linger for a while. But what an impressive performance from him. I mean, right there, it doesn't look like he ever injured anything right there.
I wish he would have put his shoulder down on that kid right there, and so y'all could see his strength. But
right at the end, you're talking about instead of trying
right
to make that move.
Oh yeah. I told him that at practice today. He just looked at me and smiled. Caleb again. He could have played probably 2 weeks ago, but he just wasn't 100%. And I've been preaching to our kids it's about postseason. Like we need our players to be 100% going in the postseason, and he was 100 going into that game, so that's why he played. But
Okay.
I told him, like, to me, it's not worth the risk. I'm happy we get a bye week before we go into sectionals, but it's just we got to play the long game, and what we do in November is what people are going to remember.
And piggybacking off what Jeff was talking about and Malik in the safety, just watching some of the stuff, and I've seen a lot of your games this year. He's always impressed me on the defensive side of the ball. I think he had that pick late in the first half. That might have been against Concordia maybe. And that jump ball at like the 1 or 2 yard line that he almost took back. But talk about the advantage. We were talking about it a little bit last night with our play-by-play guys. You guys are loading the box and having Malik, the trust level, it seems like to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the trust level, it seems like that that he's got the agility, the speed, and the IQ to be able to get back in coverage or to be able to attack the runner. Is that why you guys feel comfortable with loading the box with 8 and 9 guys sometimes?
Oh, absolutely. Man, Malik talent level is just undeniable. If he doesn't have 15 offers by January 2025, I'm gonna be shocked. I'm getting calls left and right about this kid. He can do it. You know what I mean? He can do it on both sides of the ball. He could punt for us if we needed him to. He's a great returner as well. There's nothing much that he can't do, man. And I've coached a lot of really great players over the years, and for what he's doing as a sophomore is just remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, remarkable is definitely the word when you're talking about Malik Moore. Going back to the Southside game and, like you're saying, a little bit of hate on the score and not having enough offensive touchdown. Well, you just saw what they did to Bishop Lures. So I think that puts it in a little bit of perspective for the people out there that everybody jumped on that a little bit too soon and a little too easily. It seems like
in the preseason.
Yeah, go ahead.
Preseason film, I was telling people that the SAC was going to be more balanced than it's ever been. And people laugh because you just automatically assume that the top teams are, and they still are, but I'm saying that there's still going to be really good games and there's going to be some upsets. I said it in the preseason, like in SAC, everybody comes to play every single week. Like no one is just going to lay down. I don't care what the record is. Those kids got to strap it up on Friday nights and go out there and perform.
And what a difference, man. I mean, the numbers that Tristan Newsom put up against Wayne with the 77% completion percentage, coach, 3 touchdowns. Jeff played a replay there of one of them where, I mean, most quarterbacks are getting sacked on that, and then he's rolling out and finding Malik finding Jamari Pearson. What a great game. And I'm so impressed with his progression over the season. He's put up great numbers, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about the decision making game after game has just increased.
Man, people criticize me for putting him at quarterback because he's an athlete. So, people are like, man, keep him at DB, play him at receiver. And what people don't understand is Tristan is one of the smartest kids on our teams, and he's a great decision maker. Could he run the ball every single play? Absolutely. He could run the ball every play and probably average 200 yards rushing a game. But he want to get the playmakers the ball. He thinks he's Kyler Murray at times.
That looked like it, right?
I gotta keep him humble, but that's just a joke. He's a great kid. He's selfless. He's another one that he could have, came to me and said, Coach, I don't want to play quarterback. I'm not going to play this in college. But he's a kid he want to make history at Northside. And, and he's willing to do whatever it takes. And that's the type of kids you got to have in your program in order for your program to go to the next level and just be more about the team and just not about themselves.
Yeah, Coach, and looking at this play, not only is he escaping the pocket and getting away from trouble, but he looks off the defender, looking at the receiver on the bottom of the screen, which looks like that propelled Malik Moore to be wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like as the season goes on that he's gaining more continuity with the receivers, that he's able to do things like this on a pretty consistent basis?
Man, that's the thing. Like every drive, he always come to me and we just discuss the drive and we talk about the reads. Like, tell me what you're seeing. Why did you stay right there? Why did you stay hooked on? Why you didn't look, backside? And again, he's a very coachable kid. He wants to correct any mistake that he makes because he wants to be a good quarterback. And he don't want to just be known as a runner. He wants to be known as he can throw the ball, and he can. If he couldn't throw the ball, he wouldn't be playing the position.
Right.
As you see on that throw right there, him rolling to the right and kind of throwing a little bit across his body, and that was a tight spiral, so the kid can do it. So teams, it's dangerous. Our offense can be very dangerous because you got to decide what you want to take away.
Right.
And Wayne was loading up the box and it was going one high. So we was able to, throw the ball a little bit more this week. And then when they decided, try to play soft coverage, having Caleb back and the way he can just get downhill or just running Tristan, it was, I know that defensive coordinator was having a tough time trying to figure out, what to do because we was clicking.
What do you think Malik Moore's best position is? Is it wide receiver or is it safety?
It's like 1A, 1B, I don't want to pick for him. I think he can be Kyle Hamilton at safety if he wanted to be. And as a receiver, he has like DK Metcalf burner, like can just stretch the field on you. And so it's up to him. I think college is going to be like a taste situation that I just had where schools were, some schools wanted him as a DB, some schools wanted him as a receiver. And then it's just going to, it's going to come down to what him and his family want to decide, what they want to pursue, moving forward, in college. But I think the sky's the limit for that kid, whatever he decides, what position that he wants to, carry through. But it's just kind of hard for me to, say, because last year he led us in receiving as a freshman.
Right.
And, and I told his parents, like, next year we're going to play him more on defense because I think he's going to be able to handle it. And he has not came off the field at all for like the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Coach, it's funny that you say DK Metcalf because obviously he's just a beast at wide receiver for Seattle. And when you look at Malik Moore on the field, he looks like he's thick up top, like he carries some extra weight. Do you see that as well?
He hit the weight room. You see, Coach Davis said
I had to throw it up there.
Davis coach defense, so he they be like safety. Yeah, some of the stuff he does at safety, man, it ain't just about the coverage and the picks. He's coming down and land wood. Like it's amazing to see, man. So
that's what I thought was the difference in that game.
I'm more on the offensive side, so it's a tough question for me.
Yeah, we saw it in the Southside game for sure. Because it's the earliest I saw, the last I saw you guys live. Coming up and playing that run was impressive. And he's coming with violence, as we talked about with Kemar Nelson. He is making first contact, not only making first contact, it's violent first contact, which always makes a ball carrier think a little bit twice if number 24 is in the area.
Oh, yeah.
Masasu, double digits in tackles. Once again, showing his ability so well. He is, to me, he doesn't get enough credit, and that may be because he's one of those, he's one of those guys that have been playing for 4 years. He's been around a starter for a long time. So I think people sleep on him a little bit, but man, is he impressive, and it was against Wayne.
I mean, Josh Masasa is the heart and soul of our defense, and he's been that for 3 years now. His work ethic is phenomenal. The way he got his body in shape for this season, I just knew that he was just gonna be on a whole nother planet on that football field, and he just has been. And he took on that challenge of Kamar and just wanted to be the guy to just, bring that physicality to him, and wanted to meet him in the hole and not let him get going. And that's exactly what Josh did. And, Josh is a very, very important piece to this team. The reason why our defense has been playing so well this season.
Coach, entering that game, Sebastian Moore was more of a kick returner as far as the statistics were concerned. But, boy, you put him out there at receiver, and you really don't miss a beat. He looked just as good as everybody else out there. What do you see from Sebastian?
So I have a philosophy, in our program is, if you don't like the spot that you're in, go earn it in practice. And I don't care if you was a starter week 1, that can always change week to week. Our starters change week to week. And it's based off of, we record every practice. We always evaluating. We meet as a staff on Sundays. It's always like, hey, if we plug in this guy here, what can he do to help us? And Sebastian has shown that he can catch the ball. He can give us yards after the catch. He's very, very shifty. He's returned a kickoff return to the house. And it's one of those things where we just felt like if we, incorporated him more on offense, it gives us another weapon. And, with Jamari and Malik going both ways, and teams kind of keying on them, you can't double both of them. So if you decide to double one of them, the other one is going to always be open. But now you got, Sebastian Moore and, Latarius Gibson and Marion Waits. Those guys are really good receivers as well too. So it just makes us more dangerous. And then, once we're able to get Jarmeek Harrison back too, he's a burner. Man, it's gonna be great to see.
And Coach, ever since Woodson went out, Willie Ivy's one of those guys that have helped fill the void for you. Brandon Jenkins has just been awesome for you. You got more and more depth there on the defensive line. But first off, just talk about the play from Willie Ivy and how he's gotten himself better. And you can see he's a big, strong guy. And then secondly, are you projecting Woodson back anytime in the upcoming postseason run?
Yeah, like I said, we had to make it deep. It had to be like, regional semi-state-ish, where he's at. But like with Willie Ivy, man, he's another selfless kid. This kid was playing Mike Backer for us last year and Will at times. And we told him, like, listen, man, we need you to put on, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, and move to the D-line. And, it wasn't something that he originally wanted to do. I think that it just naturally just happened. And he just bought into the position, Brandon Jenkins as well. Brandon Jenkins can play linebacker and be really good. But he's been very great for us and had 8 sacks. This team, these seniors been on that team where we won 8 games and we was this close from being snotted for the sectional championship game.
Yep.
And then the season we had last year, they understand the difference of what it takes to get it done. So this senior class, they want to leave a legacy leaving, Northside this year, and they willing to do whatever it takes. So that's what I'm saying. This group has just been so fun to coach.
Yeah, and looking ahead, Coach, to Friday night, playing the SAC champs and the Carroll Chargers, and Jimmy football back there at quarterback's going to be the best quarterback he's seen all year. Asplit was close for Lawrence North. Jimmy's still head and shoulders above him, in my opinion. How difficult is it when you're looking at film to game plan, not only for his passing ability, but his running ability as well?
Oh, it's very difficult. I mean, the kid can make every throw with his eyes closed. And then when you turn on the tape, they're running QB draw.
Right.
And he can turn them. Mm-hmm. I say Jimmy all track season running a 200-yard dash. And I was telling Tristan, like, if he was like that on a 200-yard dash, he's going to be a problem in the fall. So and I'm not shocked at what Jimmy is doing.
Yeah.
And they're running him more this year because teams are selling out on the pass.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of him just trying to stuff the ball in tight situations, he's just going to take off. He got long strides and he's fast. He's not just like – he's very underrated when it comes to his speed.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got a great game plan for him on Friday. And I'm pretty sure they got a great game plan for us. And if he takes off, our kids know they got to hit him.
Yeah.
And, our DBs know that they have, and Carroll got some great receivers as well. He has a great supporting cast around him. I love the center, big abs. He's a monster up front, the running back, my little cousin Jaden Van Pelt is out there. He's doing this thing. They have a complete team, and Jimmy, when you got a great high school quarterback like him, man, that's the reason why they went to state 2 years ago with him as a sophomore. I think they could do it again in 6A. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us, but our kids are really up for this game on Friday. So I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a great one.
Coach, when you watch the game film from Carroll's previous games this season, how are you seeing that most defenses are trying to play this offense?
Running a lot of man, because their receivers are actually smart to know how to sit in windows against zone. So a lot of teams are running man. They're trying to mix coverages. But again, it's when you got somebody that's like him and he can run, now you got to account for him. It's very hard to defend a team that has a dual threat quarterback that can make throws. And he can, and if you run a cover two, he can make that throw in between the linebacker and the safeties like it's nothing. He could just drop it right in the bucket. And there's not too many quarterbacks in high school that can make those throws, and Jimmy can. I haven't seen a kid throw a ball like that since Deuce Taylor, Peter Morrison. With Jimmy, he's 6'3", looks like he's 6'4" with equipment on.
Yeah, and he's super strong too. I mean, I saw him. He was out. It was a social media picture where he was out watching the youth football there out at Carroll, and had a sleeveless shirt on. He's super strong as well. This kid definitely knows the directions of the weight room at Carroll. So not only is he quick, but he's hard to bring down as well. It's going to take a solid tackler, sometimes two tacklers, to bring him down.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Coach,
we got our work cut out for us.
Who do you attribute Jimmy Sullivan's style to in the NFL? When you think of the great running quarterbacks that can also throw, Lamar Jackson's a guy that comes to mind. Kyler Murray, when he's healthy, could be one of the best. Who do you think?
Tristan Newsom is Kyler Murray now. Okay,
right.
Kyler Murray.
He already laid that out.
Let's go. Let's go with the QB in Buffalo. Let's go.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen is big. He can make every throw, and when they need him to run it, he can run it.
Yep.
And they just picked up.
I'm excited to see Jimmy in college, man. I think he's what Iowa needs for their offense to be more explosive.
Yeah, to be more.
I hope he gets opportunity at Iowa. You know what I mean? I hope he sticks it out there and they give him opportunity because He can run, man, and I think that he's that piece that they need, to compete in the Big Ten.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you're not recruited and committed to a Power 5 and a team in the Big Ten unless you can play. I mean, he's shown it since his sophomore year at Carroll.
Yeah.
Looking at the defense that Jeff just pulled up there. Jeff, go ahead. I know you got one for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first name that comes out is Newhouser, the sophomore, who, towards the end of last season was a starting backer as a freshman for a 6A school. But Newhouser, I mean, he's really coming into his own here in his sophomore year, and he's a big kid at 6'3". Defensively, do you think this is going to be one of the better or the best defenses you've faced all season?
Yes. They're very disciplined. I would say the best defense we've seen was Lawrence North.
Yes.
For sure.
And that's been proven throughout the rest of this year. My goodness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would not be shocked if they won a state title in 6A.
Right.
And that they have a complete team. There's no weaknesses in that team. But yeah, I would say their defense, man, is a very sound defense. They're very disciplined. They have speed. They was playing Jaden and Nate Starks at corner at time. I think the other guy that was a running back is playing safety. So they got some speed up there, and their box is big and strong and long. For offensively, we have to be mistake free. We can't turn the ball over. We gotta, hold on our blocks through the whistle. We gotta get north-south. And we gotta play our game. Tristan has to make smart decisions with the ball, and O-line gotta do their thing like they've been doing all season. And our skill guys, when they get the ball in their hands, they gotta know what to do with it.
Well, and they've showed that they do know. There's no doubt about that. They've shown that they do know. But is there any last game of the season, regular season, nothing really to play for, but another win. Is there any talk with the coaching staff about holding some players out, maybe that may be on the brink of injury or have been dealing with injuries, to get them 2 weeks of rest? Because as you said, and we've talked about several times, this postseason is where it's really at for Northside.
Oh, absolutely. You don't never want to, we got a few guys that's kind of banged up a little bit. So you don't never want to put them guys out there in a game like this Friday, when, we're going to be hosting the number one team in 5A in 2 weeks. So for us, we definitely going into this game, focus on Carroll. We're not thinking about Concord. We are trying to win this game, and we want to win. We want to win it. So we're preparing to win the game. We're practicing to win the game. But yeah, we ain't putting no kids out there that's 80 or 90% on Friday to win the game. Not at all.
Well, Coach, then going off that, quick thoughts on last Sunday when the draw came out. Obviously, you got the number one team in the state, so thank you, IHSAA. And obviously, it looks like whoever comes out of the bottom here could be your sectional champions. But yeah, your thoughts on the number one ranked Concord Minutemen?
Well, since y'all my boys, my amigos, I'm gonna be so transparent with y'all. I wanted Goshen first round, like just being honest.
Yeah.
So when it comes out and it's boom, 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 and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I wouldn't want to no other way, because potentially we will be able to host a sectional championship at Chambers Field, and that hasn't happened since I've been at Northside. So for us, like, we don't have to make the 2-hour trip to Concord. They got grass on their field still. If we win, and if Warsaw wins, Warsaw will have to make the trip to us. So, I think, when they say, well, who's the winners and losers of the sectional draw, I say we the winners. We won't have to get on a yellow bus for the first, 2 weeks if we win November 1st. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
That's Concord will have to make that 2-hour drive, which we already pushed the game time back to 7:30.
Okay.
So for us, I think it's a win-win for us. Our kids never been to Concord. We played on grass field one game this year, so we would have been kind of like used to it a little bit. So I just think it's more so they will have to make a little bit more adjustments for us than the other way around. And that's going to be a great game.
Coach, and you look at that last sectional. Coach, last sectional in 1990, so 34 years ago.
34 years, man. It's been a long time.
Oh, man. Did the seniors understand the implications of all of that, what it would be like this year? I mean, they would be in a class of their own in the history of Northside football if they could bring that sectional championship back. Do they understand that?
Man, we talk about it all the time, Jeff. We've been talking about it since last December. Since 2 years ago when we were that 5 points away. One possession, changed everything in that game. And those kids, Tristan got a pick in that game. Josh Masasu was our leading tackler. So they remembered James Early was out there. Jamari Pearson was out there. So they still got that taste in their mouth and they want to get it done. And they just whatever it takes. I don't have to be the star. We don't care who the star, who the media is talking about, because we just want to win.
Yeah.
And so that was our whole thing about with Caleb holding him out for a few, couple of those weeks where he probably could have played in the game, but because we want to make a deep run, man, and that's what it's about. So when they go down K Hall and they see that it hasn't been a sectional once since 1990. It's gonna mean something to them. We lost to Lures and we kind of figured, man, we lost this game. We probably not gonna win the SAC. The kids was down, but I just had to remind them, hey, let's say we win the SAC, but we don't win the sectional. Is it really a successful season? To our standards, we would say no. Because just that sectional title can't nobody take. The SAC is a traveling trophy. The bell travels. Right. Every single year. That sectional title, our kids will be able to take their grandkids to Northside and show them, I was on that team.
So that would be
just live forever.
Yeah, it'd be huge. Absolutely huge. And Coach, while I have it pulled up, I want to take you back a few years here to 2020.
Oh,
Northside at Carroll. Back
I was there. I was just the offensive coordinator that year.
Okay. That game was an absolute track meet there with Deuce and Becker slugging it out.
You just gave me PTSD. Why did you do this, Joe?
Well, it's just one of those games I will never, ever forget.
Look at those quarterback numbers. That's insane.
Yeah. I will never forget it neither. As much times they hit them lights every time they scored. I had to get my eyes checked after that game, man. Man, that game right there, I don't think I got in the car till 11:30. Because we was both passing. That was just, man. Yeah. They made a statement on us that night, man. They almost scored 80 points.
Yeah, 76 passing attempts between Becker and Deuce. That is, you don't really see that very often anymore.
Where Carroll keep getting all these great quarterbacks from? Where are they getting them from, man? I need Coach Dinan to, give me a hint. Jeff Becker was just as good as Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Brother is a world-class sprinter.
Yeah.
He was too, and can make every throw. Man, that was a fun game to coach. I hated being on the losing side of it, but It was fireworks.
That was kind of a breakout game for Tay also as a freshman. I mean, he got it going right away in the Snyder game his freshman year, but that game right there, he put everybody on notice, and not only as a receiver, but also as a kick returner, if I can remember, in that game, doing really, really well.
Mm-hmm. He was, man. Tay was just a little baby out there.
Speaking of Tay, how often do you get a chance to talk to him in his rehab after surgery?
Yeah, I was able to holler at him. He's going to be coming back. He's going to be able to get to play. He had a foot injury. You know, I get to talk to the coaches more so than hollering at him. And they just let me know like where he is and where he's at, as far as rehab, and he's rehabbing well. So I can't wait to see him just get out there and just get a feel for college, that college speed. But I'm telling you right now, he's going to be able to adjust. And I think he's going to be the next one. I think Darius Alexander is going to probably be the next kid from Fort Wayne to get drafted. And then after him, the kid that went to Wayne, that's at Toledo now. I think Tay. I really think Tay can make it, man. Tay has that it factor. It's in him, and he's at the right school, and he's playing the right position. That when kids go there and play safety, they get drafted. So he just got to stay locked in, and he has a great support system around him that I know that's going to keep him locked in, and great family, mom and dad, and he's going to do it. It's just don't just get caught up in the, I'm hurt right now, not playing. All it takes is one great year. Brian Hartline told me that when he came in from Ohio State was he got all those great receivers, and he just always tell them this is about your junior year. Have a great year your junior year. If you got to come back your senior year, you got your degree. Have a great season. Go get drafted. Oh yeah, Bam at South Carolina for sure. I think he could be one as well that can get drafted out of form. We got some, man. We turning them in the NFL here lately.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Speaking of the NFL, I was kind of had glimpses of Sean Taylor in my mind when I was watching Malik Moore at safety. Taylor, the old Miami Hurricanes safety that played for the Redskins, Washington. When you see Tay or Malik playing safety, can you tell us which NFL guy maybe you would think are most like him?
Tay, I would give Tay to Sean Taylor.
Okay.
I would give Tay to Sean Taylor. I would give Malik Ed Reed.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Because Malik is a true ball hawk. I mean, Malik played baseball. He's a track runner. Like, I just believe when he's back there and he see that ball in there, he can just track it down.
Yeah.
It don't matter where it is. He can just track it down, and he gonna go get it and high point it, and then just it's gonna be times where the ball carrier is running, then boom, you just see Malik just comes out of nowhere, just flying. What did he just say? I'm just
Zach poking the barrel, man.
Zach, look, Zach. Mari top 4, and he okay with that. He ain't. And it ain't a bad top 4.
Right, we ain't talking about against a lineman.
Yeah. But out of Tristan, Malik, and Jarmeet, I would say Mari is like right behind them.
Okay,
for sure. And I know some of my players gonna hear this and they're gonna want to race Mari and race all of them tomorrow at practice. Y'all get me in trouble with
the wood.
Zach, stop commenting, man.
His last one, he said last comment, and then he threw another one out 30 seconds later. That's Zach.
We love you, Zach.
No doubt.
Yeah, Coach, I love how you were talking about Malik and being able to be a ball hawk and attributing some of his baseball skills to that, because we've seen it now for a couple years from Landon Fry and from Brandon Logan over there at Snyder. And that's real right there. I mean, those guys always are multiple interceptions in a year. And you feel like Malik has that too, like he's a center fielder playing out there at safety?
Man, yes. And I hope his dad don't get mad at me for saying this, but Malik can throw the football like 65 yards in the air on a spiral. Like it's crazy. Like if you come to a JV game, you just watching, he just pick up the ball. He don't even push off his back foot. It's just he could play quarterback. He really could. And he ain't gonna play quarterback for us. But I'm just saying, like, he could do it, man. He could do it at a high level because he also has pitched over the years as a baseball player. You know what I'm saying? And I think he played running back in middle school. Like, and we got a bunch of, and that's like we talk about Malik a lot, but man, this 27 class that we have at Northside is Marcus Williams, Marcus Martin, Omarion Ways, Darian Goodwin,
Woodson,
Brown. It's Leslie Woodson, Caleb Kingley.
Yep.
You know, Tay's little brother, Ray John. Like, man, it's these kids. When I say like 3 or 4 guys, like some of these dudes are gonna go to the Ivy League and play Division I football in this class. Like, I can see it. Like, it's going to happen. Like, these dudes is just different, man. And they are together. We got a great freshman class behind them. We got a bright future ahead of us for sure. But this team this year with the great senior leadership that we have, they hungry, man. They really, really hungry.
Yeah, DeMarcus Landers has been outstanding for you on defense.
Oh, man, Junior. How did I forget Junior? Pull up his stats, man. But listen, Junior is probably our special teams player of the year right now. Wow, if he was not on kickoff, and Carroll probably going game plan against us. If he was not on kickoff, it'll probably be a lot of kickoff returns back to Junior. Man, I think he's like 3rd or 4th on our team. He's a sophomore. Mm-hmm. He could play receiver every snap for us. Like, that dude is a beast, man. Like, how did I forget about Junior? Junior's been a stud for us, man. Day one this season. You know, I hope I can at least get him second team all conference when we do our voting next week.
That's never an easy thing. But yeah, second on the team in tackles with 45 and started off the season number 2 on the 2 deep. So that's just outstanding. And I have to ask you, just because I love him so much, Jaden Abrams, you know, from Northwood Middle School, was a great player for us.
Jaden's on the freshman. Jaden's on the freshman and the JV team. Playing corner, some receiver. He's returning. He's going to be one too as well. That just coming down the line in the future. He's going to be a really good player for us.
You love it.
Yeah, Coach, and we got Coach Dinan up next right after you. Okay. So
tell Coach Dinan I said hello.
We will.
Can't wait to see him on Friday.
Anything that you're going to give up, we'll try to get some stuff from him as well.
Yeah, man, and tell him too. When y'all talk to him, that Jimmy don't gotta play Friday. You know,
they can sit him out.
They can hold him on ice, man. They got bigger fish to fry in 6A. You know, they already got the SAC bell. You know, that's already sold up. There's no reason to have that Iowa commit out there. You know, when they could be getting ready for Northrop and, you know, the winner out of, you know, Snyder and Elkhart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just let Jimmy focus on that.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down. We'll bring it up.
Yeah, let him know, man, that Jimmy football don't gotta be out there, man. He's still gonna be all conference. He gonna get all of that. You know, that's all. But no, I hope the kid plays. We got game of the week.
Yep.
And I just hope the fans come out and just see a great game. Those kids gonna be well coached. Coach Dinan has done a great job at Carroll. And, you know, we trying to get to their level.
Yeah.
So this Friday is going to be who? Which one of y'all coming to the game?
Both
of us.
Y'all?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I got a taste last week.
yes, sir.
So we're gonna do it.
Jeff and Tim together.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the replay the same night.
Hey, don't worry, Coach. I'll be there about 3:30 p.m. to get Andrew out to unlock the press box.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm surprised Woody don't have a key to the locker to the press box.
Yeah.
Hey, trust me, Woody got one.
Okay.
Like, Woody got keys to the school.
Yeah, he was lead custodian for a long time.
Man, Woody got keys to the school, man. Woody key can open up some doors that my key can't. And I gotta go talk to somebody about that.
Saying something.
Yeah, when you wanted to go get the totem pole before the Southside game, you probably should have hit Woody up.
Man, it was probably at Woody's house. Trust. I love Woody, man. Woody has been so great to me since I came to Northside. He is one of our biggest supporters, and he just loves Northside. So it's just winning a sectional was like for him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
right.
If we're blessed enough and disciplined enough to win a state championship, like I just want him to be there and be able to take a picture with it, like just because he just been that type of guy for us, from day one, from 4 years ago when we started making this thing happen. So
yeah, he cares. He cares so much about the school. It's you can talk to him for 5 minutes and tell that he's a very real individual that just loves Northside High School.
And he bleeds that red and white.
He does.
Really
so we're gonna give the last question to Zach here since he's been participating all night. So it sounds like Zach's trying to get fed.
Man, listen,
he's trying to get on the show.
Zach know how it goes down at Northside. Okay, the band is gonna have them grills going.
Yeah,
all right. There is burgers, dogs, all that stuff, man. It's gonna be out there, man. So Zach, are you coming to the game? Maybe y'all should have Zach do a little color.
Zach, we need a comment here.
Y'all ain't gonna need Zach.
No, but Coach, seriously,
we got the best in the business, doing the game. I'm fired up. No, both of y'all doing it. Okay.
Oh, it's big time.
We got to close out the regular season in good fashion.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Everybody tune it. Be at our game, and then when you leave our game, watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tim and Jeff. Man, y'all dynamic duo, especially when y'all do the game together. I really feel special right now.
Oh, we're looking forward to it, Coach. We don't with all of our games that we're trying to do. Every Friday night we're trying to get as many as possible. So Jeff and I don't always get the opportunity. We'd love to do every Friday together, but we had to close out. It just worked out perfectly where we can close out the regular season with us together.
Okay, cool.
And honestly, the legends put us in this situation. The legends are peaking in week number 8, week number 9, and that's when you want to be peaking. And honestly, Coach, we really didn't choose it. It chose us. So that's a shout out to all the kids on your team and the hard work they've been putting in.
Yep.
All right, man. Thank y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all and love everything that y'all doing, man. Keep this thing going as much as y'all can, for sure.
We appreciate it, man. Yeah, good luck Friday night, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you. Who knows what our schedule is going to be like. We're going to try to work in as many coaches next week leading up to sectionals. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you next week. But if not, good luck Friday. And, of course, good luck against Concord at home.
A chance to talk to me, Tim? You think when you send me that email, I'm going to pass that up? You think I'm going to pass this opportunity?
I could say 11 p.m. at night.
Man. You don't got to be so humble, Tim.
Right.
You send me an email and say, hey, can we talk in 30 minutes? We talking in 30 minutes.
Well, we appreciate that, Coach, for sure. We appreciate that.
Man.
Coach, good luck Friday.
All
right. See you, Ben. Good luck, Coach. All right.
Head coach Ben Johnson with Northside. And, going back to Woody, Tim, he's such an outgoing person. He's very friendly at the gym. You know, he's been at that school for probably 50 plus years. He truly is a staple over there at Northside. And I just love going to Northside knowing that I'm going to bump into Woody and have a good 5-10 minute conversation about all the kids coming in and where some of the alumni are at.
Yeah, that's why I have to get there a little bit extra early because I got to make sure. It used to be I got to make sure I have my spot. I got to make sure I have my camera spot. Now it's I got to make sure I'm there early enough so I got time to still set up because I know I'm going to have a conversation with Woody for 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm always going to get 2 or 3 gold nuggets out of that conversation. He loves to talk about basketballs too, and he knows I'm a big basketball guy here in the city. So, you know, we always talk about who's coming in, who transferred, you know, what's the height of their starting lineup going to be, you know. Woody cares about it. He sits in the same spot right next to the press box, right underneath our camera. Every Friday night that they have a home game. He's a staple in our city. There's no doubt. And I'm glad we get to talk about him so the people that aren't familiar with Northside can know that there's people out there like Woody who is just die hard for his ex-employees, you know, at Northside High School. It's a tremendous thing.
Yeah, and looking at this game, I know week 9 is a week where some teams will say, hey, we're going to rest some players. I don't really see either team doing that. You heard Coach Johnson say we're out to win. Well, Coach Johnson's team is coming off their best game of the season. And I think he wants to keep that continuity growing and maybe work on some of the things that they don't have polished 100%. And I think the same thing for Carroll too. They're obviously super, super deep. So if they can get, 6 different receivers touching the ball, the more reps, that's only going to bode well, better for them heading into sectional. Looking at their sectional right there, could be a rematch with Snyder on the other side. So I know we'll talk with Coach Dinan here in about 7 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're definitely looking forward to Friday. I mean, what a way to close out the regular season with the SAC champs and Carroll and Jimmy Sullivan, Nate Starks, and those outstanding players for Carroll. That we'll get to talk a little bit more with Coach Dinan here in a little bit. But what a way to close out the regular season, and having that bye week for both squads before their sectional start. I think that even puts a little bit more emphasis on making sure you're getting this Friday night some of that stuff dialed in that maybe you haven't, or getting some reps to some kids that you expect as you're making a deep, long run in the playoffs that you're going to need. Always somebody goes down. We don't wish injury on anybody, but always something happens. And somebody usually has to step up on those teams that make those deep playoff runs, and hopefully to Indianapolis and Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the 17-16 victory at Wayne for Carroll. So that was a tight game. Wayne always seems to play them very, very tough. And we definitely know Northside has the type of athletes on the defensive side of the ball that can go sideline to sideline and maybe keep Sullivan contained and maybe get some of those pass breakups on those one-on-one matchups. When you have those one-on-one matchups, then that will allow you to bring that extra guy in the box. So it's going to be a fun one, Tim. Let's go ahead and end this one. I'll see you in about 6 minutes. Folks, jump off this broadcast here, then hop on Coach Dinan's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, you name it, we're pretty much on there. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Tim. We'll see you in a second.
All right. See you guys.